Good evening and welcome to episode 2 of the spring semester. On the ticket tonight, we have basketball, volleyball, and previews of baseball and softball. This is Cardinal Sports Live. Again, thanks for joining us on CSL. I'm Isaiah Rosner, and I'm joined by Michael Rizzo and Trevor Martin. Are you guys ready for this new semester?
Yeah, Isaiah, I'm so ready. I think I've said this a couple times. It's been a couple months since we've done this. I'm really excited to get back to doing it with you guys.
Yep, ready to get going and have another live show with you guys.
Yeah, I want to start with baseball. Ball State made the Mid-American Conference playoffs for the second straight year in 2022, and we're actually the 1 seed. For those who don't know, in baseball, they play a 4-team double elimination tournament to decide the conference. The Cardinals won their first 2 games, giving 2-seed Central Michigan their first loss before losing 2 straight to Central Michigan, allowing them to come from behind for the MAC championship, advancing to the regionals. So, guys, what does Ball State need to do to get that extra push to get over the hump this year?
Yeah, the first thing I want to mention
look at
is
these 2 guys as guys who can help us league to go back to being MAC, hopefully MAC champs.
Yeah, one of the most exciting Cardinals this year is junior closer Sam Klein. Earlier this month, he was named to the National Collegiate Baseball Writers Association preseason All-American second team. So what type of impact is he going to have, and also what other players do you guys expect to show out this year?
Yeah, first of all, I'd say Sam is going to play a huge role this season, as last year.
And those other 2 guys to have a great role for their starting pitchers.
So switching gears to softball, Ball State had an up and down season last year. The team finished 22-31 overall, but did fairly well in conference play, finishing 15-14, which was good for 5th place, just 1 spot out of that tournament. So do you expect to see improvement from 2022 to 2023?
Yeah, Isaiah, I really do expect this team to be much improved. I think,
we are
over
the hump and get into the top 4.
The Cardinals will need to try and replace the production of Faith Hensley, who transferred to Alabama this season. Hensley led them last year with a .404 batting average, an .814 slugging percentage, and 17 total home runs. So how can you make up for a player like her?
Yeah, the other girls are really going to have to step up in order
to get on base more. Pairing that with Amaya Daniel, I think that'll be a great pair.
Yeah, lots of exciting players for both teams. Both teams do have their first game this Friday, and actually their first 2 in the case of softball. But now it's time for this show's first break. We will talk about the continued success of both basketball teams when we return.
Visit supportcrisisrelief.org.
Hello again, you're watching live on Facebook Live or Comcast, and we are going to talk some basketball. So starting with the women's team, they had a home game against Ohio last night and unsurprisingly crushed them, winning 78-55. What are your top takeaways from this one?
Isaiah, I first have to say, I put it here in my notes, Ball State was led by the 3-headed monster.
That's really my biggest takeaway.
They will travel to take on Northern Illinois on Saturday, a team they had a little trouble with a few weeks ago at home, beating them by 8 points. Their most menacing athlete is probably Asia Davis, a 6'1 senior who averages 15.5 points per game, more than any Ball State player, and leads the MAC with 12.3 rebounds per game. So how should the Cardinals look to slow her and the team down?
Yeah, the first thing I have to talk about is it's important that
they could do it. It's just they all evenly have to do it as well.
Moving to the men's side, they take on a struggling Western Michigan team this weekend. What are the keys to maintaining their win streak, which currently sits at 6 games?
Yeah, this team has to keep being very physical and gritty.
So those guys are the guys I want to see do good here.
And now a quick question before we go. Out of all Ball State sports still going on, including spring sports, who would you bet on to win the MAC? The women's basketball team or the field? And why? Go.
Yeah, I would say women's basketball because Bowling Green.
Very good.
Fair enough. We've hit the halfway point of this show. Volleyball is next. Stick with us here on CSL.
/the right seat.
Greetings to all of our viewers. You are watching Cardinal Sports Live. After last weekend's 3-1 victory over McKendree, the Cardinals are 1-1 in MIVA play. Talking about men's volleyball tonight at 8, they have a big matchup, a road game versus Loyola Chicago, who are 9-2 overall and one of 2 teams who have started conference play 2-0. So what are you 2 looking for in tonight's match?
Yeah, I'm really looking for some high-powered offense.
They all need to step up and play at the highest level they can.
On Saturday, they have another away match with another strong opponent. It's the Battle of I-69 against Purdue Fort Wayne, a team that's sitting at 10-2. John Diedrich leads the team with just under 4 kills per set and nearly 5 total points per set. So how can Ball State match up with him?
We've also got a player, too, in Caleb Jennis, who has 98 kills on the season.
To win the Battle of I-69.
Cardinals have had a fairly successful start to the season, but of course with conference play getting going, this is the part that really counts. Who is one player you really want to see step up for this crucial stretch?
Another graduate student I want to highlight here is Felix Agarba, has 38 kills.
We could count on here late.
Well, a lot of BSU sports have been prospering over the last week, but which players have really been making this happen? We'll have that next on CSL. Thanks for sticking with us here as we broadcast live from the Ball Communication Building here on campus. It is time for our Athletes of the Week, where we discuss the top standouts from all Ball State sports over the past 7 days. I'll start us off with mine, Dyer Ball of the men's volleyball team. He hasn't been the top spiker or overall player all season, but man, the last match he led the team with 18 kills and also led the team with 10 digs. So a standout performance in that great win for Ball State.
All right, so for mine, I'm going to have to go with Lauren.
That will conclude our show. You can see us every Thursday at 7:30 on Facebook Live or some Comcast channel, or you can check out the replays on YouTube if you missed the show. For Rizzo, Trevor, Martin, and all of our crew, I'm Isaiah Rosner saying good night from Muncie.